Let's start with a banger that was in the world of college football. LSU, Ole Miss. Is this just what LSU does, is play crazy games like this?
No. It's my issue is, as sad as things are at our alma mater, we weren't expected to be good, and we're not. If you're LSU, your goal was a national title this year. Your defense is filled with 4- and 5-star players, and you just gave up 711 yards to Ole Miss.
On top of that, you were supposed to be good in a down year in the SEC. Sorry,
Correct.
Kenny.
Alabama's not vintage,
Right.
and Georgia's good. They're not vintage.
Right.
And LSU 2 losses before October 1st. It's a total.
Thanks for playing.
It's not what they do. Kenny, this is a disaster if you're an LSU fan.
Go from one disaster to the next disaster. Trouble in Cincinnati. Wow, they lost again. They are now 1-3. And in their next 3 or 4 games, they have the 49ers, the Bills, and the Seahawks.
Hey, I got news for you.
I'm always effing open.
That's what Jamar Chase says.
They're 3-point favorites in Arizona this week.
Yes, they are.
They're not right. Burrow's not healthy. The loss of Jesse Bates has gutted that defense at the safety level. Look, this happens. Unless you're privileged like Rico, some of these teams, they just have a down year. You don't just go to the Super Bowl every year. David, I don't know that they're going to get right anytime soon. Plus, T. Higgins is hurt now.
Mike, I got a question for you. Is this college football team for real, or is it Fugazi? West Virginia Mountaineers. They're 4-1 right now. Their only loss is to a top 10 Penn State.
Yeah. It's amazing. Neil Brown was on the hot seat, and they've had quarterback injuries. I think it's Garrett Green. Their starter's been dinged up, but they returned 4 or 5 O-linemen. They hammer the ball. Look, real is in they're going to make a bowl, save Neil Brown's job, and not be in the basement in the Big 12? Yes. Doing anything beyond that? Oh, hell no. Have you watched them play?
Just saying. They,
It's a rock fight.
They beat TCU.
Who blows? Sorry. Hi, Kenny.
So PFF ranked their top quarterbacks of the week, so let's play a little game of buy-sell.
Okay.
Tulia Tagovailoa.
What, from Maryland?
He was number 1. Yeah.
Nah, it's a sell. I think the kid's a fraud. He's a turnover machine in big games. He makes his brother look like Bill Walton.
Is this
even tinier?
For college or for pro?
He's doing Tawalia.
No, I'm saying, but are they projecting it in the pro
No,
game?
This was just how they performed
You know
over
what?
the past week.
He's a great college quarterback. So long as you realize that, Mike, he can go out there, he'll throw the ball around. He's going to throw picks. Yeah, so's everybody, but he's fun to watch. But the next level, no, never going to happen.
Other names on here that you can pick apart: Graham Mertz, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels also cracked the top 5.
Graham Mertz?
Mertz has been the best quarterback who hit the portal. The problem is they gave up 300 yards rushing to Kentucky. Mertz has been okay. Look, the other ones, like Bo Nix, when he's at home, is a legend.
Bo Nix on the what did they just play on the
They
road?
played at Stanford. Nobody was there.
It's still on the road.
That's not a road game.
You didn't get to sleep in your bed. It's a road game.
Okay. Next.
Yes, speaking of quarterbacks, let's go back to the NFL with quarterbacks. I want to ask, what do these teams do next? Mac Jones was benched in his game against the Cowboys. It may not have been him, may have been the Cowboys.
Look,
I'm not sure.
Why don't we just go to the next level? It's time to tell Bill it's over. Robert Kraft has to go to Belichick and say, here's the deal. We can negotiate that you're walking at the end of this year, or I will fire you. We're done. The schemes don't work. They're not talented. They're not athletic. And the last 2 times where Belichick Magic could have played, he got worked. Miami came to town, worked.
Well, it's
Go to
interesting-
Dallas, worked.
So basically, you're saying Belichick is the New England version of Miguel Cabrera.
Correct. It's over.
It is interesting you say that because they've scored 55 points this season, which is the fewest in 4 games since 2000, which was his first season as a coach.
He's controlled everything. These are his players, his selections, his program, his coaches. I'm done. It's over.
Now, are you also done with Desmond Ridder? Because Arthur Smith says he will still be the starter in Atlanta. He threw back-to-back interceptions. Now, the first interception, they hadn't been able to move the ball at all. Finally moved the ball in the drive, pick 6. I mean, Desmond Ridder, what are we doing
And
here?
you know what? Even animated Desmond Ridder was bad in Andy's room.
Listen, he should be put up on charges, criminal charges for ruining Atlanta's season. They have to sit him down for Heineke. Desmond, you cannot win games with this kid. He's atrocious.
Mike, I got one more for you.
Kenny has one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rico.
Mike, and,
No.
it's not because of who they play this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Is Oklahoma the best 5-0 team that no one's talking about?
No, they're frauds.
Is it because of who they play this weekend?
No, it's because I've watched Iowa State move up and down the field on him. I watched Cincinnati move up and down the field on him. I watched him in a 14-11 game against SMU with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Because here's the thing. If they knock off Texas, their final games, UCF, Kansas, at Oklahoma State, West Virginia, at BYU, and TCU at
They
home.
would be a 2-touchdown underdog, the likes of TCU in the playoff if they got there. They're phony.
We talked about Coach Prime already. Him and Lincoln Riley getting NFL interest per reports. Do either of them grab an NFL gig? If so, with whom?
Lincoln Riley, maybe because of what he does with quarterbacks. And if you wanted Caleb, you could hire him. Deion Sanders? What, you think a gold chain and sunglasses wins on Sundays? What are you on, crack? Deion Sanders in the NFL? You think any of that happy horse bleep is he's going to walk into a group of grown-ass men and that bit's going to work?
Yeah.
What are you, nuts?
Even though you're a Hall of Famer, your cachet works with 17, 18-year-olds.
Deion can win a national title in college. Deion would not last a full season in the pros.
I would think that Deion is more so looking at a Texas A&M type of job, Florida, some big-time Power 5 school. Yeah, Lincoln Riley, if you're a package deal with Caleb Williams, yeah, he would probably go, knowing I don't know if I'm going to get another quarterback like this. Let me pull a Cliff Kingsbury and just cash in, get fired, and I can always go back to college. Deion, yeah,
It's just not how it works. The NFL, you have to actually know things.
Yeah, you can't get upset at Sauce Gardner and pull him to the side and tell him, son, I love you, and you're going to do better in life. And no, that's probably not going to work.
That's not going to work, and that's
I'm insulted we're ending on that.
Deion?
That was terrible. Deion to the NFL. You got to be kidding me.
Okay, then, Mike, here's one for you.
Yeah, Noah Kim stinks. Jay
Water's
Johnson, grifter. Bigger con artist, Bernie Madoff or Jay Johnson, 248.
Let's just end it right there. 97-1.